What's going
So,
on, folks? What's going on?
I know you had an event. Like, how many like black indie comic creators was there when you started when you did your con?
When I did SableCon, there
Yeah.
were there were let me think. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, at least nine.
Okay.
Yeah, at least nine that showed up. So that was pretty good, and that was the first one. So at least nine.
I know. I've been seeing a lot of black indie creators like pop up. Well, like they kind of big now. I guess you could still call them indie creators though. Like I know you. Have you ever heard of Black Sin?
Yeah, yeah.
So I know there's like Black Sin, and then there's another Black indie comics like group called Neo Caesar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So do you see you like your comments? You making comments? Do you see yourself as a like any comment creator, or you know?
Oh no, for me, I always see myself as a as a black person doing anything. Like I am not that person to shy away from it. I think there's a lot more that are popping up and stuff, and it's good because whether it's black women or black men, we all need to start getting our voice out there and telling stories from our perspective because a lot of people have been stepping in and in making stories where it's like a black person, whether it was stuff like Blade or Spawn and stuff, and they were written by white people, but the characters were cool for the most part, but they didn't have no kind of real like the thing about it was like they don't have like to me, okay, just to me. I
Mm-hmm.
said it across the board, but they don't have real connections to like black people. Like Spawn is just a Negro that got messed up and then he off fighting and stuff. But it's like he doesn't have a real. It doesn't seem like he had a connection to like black people. So when black creators started coming out and having it to where these characters had connections to black culture in general, that's a good thing. And then with the indie people, a lot of us we're taking it a lot further. And I'm not saying they all got to be black, and all that other stuff, but it's good to know that they have it has a true connection to the soil all the way from the top to the bottom. And then we can work with everybody else and do everything, but it's important to have black people telling them stories themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I'm not like talking about Spawn. It's something that like the more I learned about him, I'm like, wow, okay. Like I used to be like, wow, like this is a great character, but like the more I learned about Spawn, like and like the content, I'm like, wow, he's basically a really messed up soldier dude that forgot that he beat up on his wife and stuff. That
Yeah.
that's his main focus is his wife, but he forgot that how much he beat up on his wife and stuff. And then it came to my mind like, well, this wasn't even written by a black guy. This was written by a white dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's funny how like the black character is portrayed as like, but like it's dealing with hell and stuff. So
Yeah.
they picked him as a soldier. So I guess he gotta be not a good guy at all to be chosen. So I guess it makes some sense, but it kind of made me twitch the wrong way, like knowing, finding out that on top of being a violent person and stuff, they added the whole thing that he had beat on his wife before dying and stuff.
Yeah, that he was just this terrible guy, and he was just beating all on Wanda, and then he forgot that. It was like, come on, man. I had seen some of that, and I think about that a lot, like especially when it comes to like indie people creating characters, because like we don't do we if it came from a black person, would we be okay with it, or is it a thing where we feel like that we've seen so many negative images? Because I mean, what's his name? Hank Pym was basically trifling to his
Oh
woman.
yeah.
Iron Man was a daggone drunkard. All of that stuff is like, so these things happen. It's not like it doesn't happen to other people, but I think it's just a thing where a lot of us are like, man, can you at least, y'all got like everybody, other cultures had, because this is why I don't believe in the whole rising tide lifts all boats thing. I don't believe in that sort of thing, because it's like, yeah, it may lift all the boats, but some of these boats are still terrible. Or if I'm in a submarine, don't matter if you lift me up, I'm still under the water. Or my boat is just jacked up and it doesn't have the things that these other boats have. So it doesn't matter, right? So in my mind. And so I feel like with us, we don't want to see those negative images because we haven't gotten that on a large scale, that prototypical amazing like black Superman. I mean black character. So like Superman, for instance, there's Superman. There's Captain America. These other heroes that just stand up for like good stuff, right? And they the ones that were promoted and everything. And in the beginning years, they were just infallibly good. You know what I mean? We don't get that with the black person. We get the one that's beating folks, he cowardly, he all this other stuff. But Superman and all these other ones, they got that prototype on which they build from. And then you give us one and then they got all these flaws out the gate. It's like, give us that one that's just good, or at least going through it to be good. And it ain't like, oh man, I beat my wife, I was drunk, I was a drug dealer, I was a pimp, and all this. It's like, come on, man. If Superman wasn't a pimp or a drug dealer or beating on, it's like I think that some of us wanted that sort of thing before we got like the Spawns and stuff like that, or whatever, or a character that didn't have any kind of connection to blackness. Because it's like we see enough of that. We need those good heroes and those iconic heroes and stuff too. But there's a lot of indie creators making characters like that. Like my man at Concrete Comics, he has Acolyte. Roosevelt Pitt has Omari. There's a couple of other ones like Is Nana the Whale Spider. The dude, my man Morgan has a book called like Lumberjacks, and some other people when it's that like archetype of type of hero. I don't put my characters in there because mine, I don't say, yeah, TJ from Void Beast. I don't say that because I don't want him to be that way. That's not the type of style I wanted him to be. But I mean, there are black heroes, and they're mainly coming from indie folks for the most part.
So when a black indie comic, like when the word comes up to you, what's your thought on like what it means to you?
Basically, to me, it's just somebody that's down here, and they're just starting out, and they're doing it all on their own for the most part. Like they don't really have publishers or anything like that, and they're doing it on their own. Then you're still indie to a certain extent when you get the publisher and everything, because those publishers are a lot of more indie imprints to where they don't have the big money like Marvel, DC, and everything. But mainly somebody that's out here doing it on their own, and they have their own business, kind of like a mom and pop shop or something like that. You know what I mean? Where they're doing most of the stuff themselves, and they're making it happen. That's how I look at it. Now, just because somebody steps over into like the Marvels, DCs, and stuff, that doesn't mean they weren't once one of us, or they're not necessarily still an indie person, because a lot of them is contractual. It's not a thing. They're contractors, so it's not like they got a full-on job and they there forever. And they just got this, they do that, then they go to the next thing. So I would still look at that as kind of like independent side, kind of, sort of, I guess. There's probably better people that can answer that a lot better than me, and I'd love to hear it once we do, or I'll keep listening to see where I can find somebody that would have a better example. But that's how I see it.
Oh yeah. I think it's like the whole fact that some people might get offended by the phrase though. You know, they're like, why you gotta add black into it? Like, why ain't it's just like indie creators? But like, I think like the genre and the foundation is hard. It's even harder for like black creators. Like when I try to think of like even like famous artists in the industry right now, I can't come up with that many. Maybe like four, like like Sanford Green and Ken and there's another guy I can't pronounce his name right, so I'm not even gonna try. But you know, there's not that many like artists like getting known for like reaching the top in like the comics industry right now. So we like when it comes to even any comments and being a creator, like we gotta have our own platform even more to be seen. So like that's one of the ways I look at like the whole genre of indie comics, like being a black indie comic creator.
For me, I'm starting to. I'm seeing a couple of them that are working. Like DC has been bringing a few of them in. Like a dude, my man Nicholas Draper Ivan. He's been working on Static, and he's getting some other bigger jobs.
Oh
so
yeah,
he's been doing good. There's a dude. I think it's I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I think it's like Kahari Randolph.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier. I'm trying to remember his name.
He's been doing his thing. There's a guy named Saint Chase. He's been doing it, and then Anthony Piper has been doing some of his stuff with like Marvel and everything. And then and then I think Marcus Williams, he did some stuff with Falcon and Captain America recently or something like that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm not saying this to say, hey man, you're wrong, this and that. I'm not saying what I'm saying is they're out there, but I still think it's like we need as many more as we can to get in these spaces to really represent black people from different sides and from different views. But no matter what, it got to be black people that are of the culture, that are of black culture. You know what I mean? And I think that's more important than anything. And a lot of them are still moving out. But I also do still fully agree. I will always fully agree and try to work towards having spaces that that can promote black folks and that we can be able to circulate stuff on our own as well, so that we can have it to where we can get to our people and to other people that want what we have. If that makes sense.
Yeah, especially just make it at least somewhat more easier than it have been, you know, dealing with that subject. But yeah, I definitely agree that there is some good like artists that's in the industry. I just was like, some they might not be like that known as well as like other like creators in the industry. Like some of the names you said, I have never heard of them. So that's one thing. I don't like. That's another thing. Do you think like when promoting yourself, like if you're part of a big industry, should it be your job to make sure you're promoted well, or is it on the industry for like how some creators is not promoted well?
I think I will always say it's my own job first, right? Like it's always my own job to do it. But then some of these companies that you're working with certain books and stuff, it's their job as well to promote the person that they're working with and bring them along with them for what they got going on if they're available to do it. You know what I mean? So if you're working on the new, let's say you're working on a new I don't know, not Black Panther, but you're working on the new Nightcrawler book or something. They want to make a big thing out of it. Then you bring the artist with them, with you. You promote that artist, especially like, and it's a black artist is doing it, or anybody for the most part. You bring them with you and you promote them. You know what I'm saying? You let them get some shine and stuff as well, especially if it's a big deal to these companies. And a lot of them will do it, but I feel like some of those in between ones will do more of that, like the ones that's not with Marvel and not with DC, but they want to get a lot of attention to their books. They'll put more time into bringing.
I think like we definitely should have more, because I think there's a lot of creators out there with good ideas, and like for a long time they've been like sitting in the background, not getting viewed or heard by the public. And I think it's a good time for them to step out and show what they got, because I mean some of the black indie creators are like, their work is phenomenal. Like, as what little bit I did see like come out this 1 year is awesome.
Oh yeah, I think it's amazing that the creator of Impound is called. His whole store is set up for his one comic. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. How he got that business running and stuff like that. So and it's
He had
like
a lot of
based on.
supporters. Like a lot of people sent him the money to open up that store.
Oh
So,
really? I didn't notice.
Yeah. He did a Kickstarter, and that's how he got the money to open up that store.
And I know there's a thing between like him and I think they all work for Black Sands. I think. But it's like him and another creator called King Lion that they made a comic called Flames that worked with Black Sands. And I think it's amazing how he, like, for that comic, he constructed that their powers rely on a power source he called melanin. And like he had to deal with people asking him like, oh, so like only black people in your comments got powers? He's like, no, everyone. You like scientifically, you look good. Everyone got melanin.
Yeah,
black people got more. So it just sucks that he had to explain that, but
that's funny. Like I mean, it's the thing. Here's the thing, man. It's only like that when it's black folks. It's like, and I'm just being honest. It's only that when if it's a black person, it's like, well, is it only for black people? That's only when it's black people. Like out here in Milwaukee, man, they have all these festivals and all this stuff. It's like Greek festival, this festival, that. Everybody go. As soon as it's something with black folks, if it's say black, everybody kind of look at it like, I don't know. If it's Asian, if it's something else, it's Greek, it's South American or something. But the minute it's black, suddenly it's like, I don't know. Is this for everybody? Can I enjoy this? It's like, yes, like it's black folks. It can be. You can have black all over it, but it's for everybody. It can be black lead characters. Guess what? It's still for everybody. It ain't like we making the stuff we want it for black folks. We want everybody to see the story, but we just telling it from our point of view, and we want to see those stories out there that represent us in a good fashion. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, it's always just silly when I hear that, because I've heard the same thing. Can I come? Like, what? Why can't you come? Like, ain't nobody saying no whites or you can't come in here. I think that goes to more a sociological problem, to where that's something that other people have done. they do that when they put these things on it and they make it exclusive. And black folks ain't never really been like that for the most part. That's just not who we are. For even when we get bust over our head to our detriment, we're not the ones that's like, no, just nobody can come. That